I know how hard it can be to create emails, put them out into the world, put all of your blood, sweat, and tears into them, and realize that nobody is reading them. That sucks, which is why in today's ACC TV episode, I am giving you the 3 reasons that your emails are not resonating with your current subscribers and what to do to fix them so that you can get in front of them, stay top of mind, and get them to purchase when you have a product available for sale. Hi, I'm Elisa Connor with Elisa Connor Consulting, and what I do is I help small business owners simplify their marketing and stay top of mind using the power of email marketing. You want to make sure that you stay tuned till the end of this episode, because at the end of the episode, I'm going to give you a bonus tip. I do this on every ACC TV, and today's is one you're not going to want to miss. So stay tuned till the end of the episode. Let's dive into today's episode. What we're going to learn is how to stay top of mind by sticking out in the inbox. You may have noticed, especially as of late with COVID, it is getting harder and harder to stand out, not only in the inbox, but online. Why is that? Well, because everybody's there. It's just like being in a crowded room when you're at a concert. If you can recall back with me going to a concert or going to a sporting event, you'll remember that if you went with other people, you had to have some sort of clue about how to find each other. Whether that was you were wearing a bright sweater, or you had matching hats, or you were going to meet in a certain place, whatever that looked like. You have to do the same thing with your marketing, especially now, because so many people have figured out what it is like to be online and stay online, and they've all decided that they're experts. Isn't that crazy enough? So here are the main reasons that your emails are not standing out in the inbox. Number 1, you've been ignoring your subscribers. Now, I'm not going to beat you up about that. I get it. Staying in front of people, writing an email every week, knowing what to say, and then not having it resonate, that can be really frustrating, and it can be really hard to stay consistent with something that you're not seeing results from. However, when you show up to your subscribers just when you're ready to sell something and not, to stay in touch and build a relationship, they not only are going to ignore you, but worst case scenario, they're going to send you to the spam box, which means you have just alerted the spam gods, as we'll refer to them, that you're sending emails to people that don't want them. So there's a few things you can do to clean that up, and I'll give you one of those in the bonus section of this. But the most important thing is stay consistent with your email. And whatever it might be, come up with, and I teach a very simplified system in my Email Breakthrough Academy that helps you repurpose content into your email so you're not having to recreate content every week to put in front of your people. So that is number 1. Stay consistent with your email. I know it feels hard. You can batch it. You can sit down and write 4 emails and be done for the month. It's so important that you're there and you're showing up on a regular basis so that you, 1, stay top of mind and they remember who you are, and 2, it doesn't feel like you're just showing up like a used car salesman to sell them something when it's convenient for you. That's not how relationships work, not in real life nor online. Tip number 2, you have the wrong people on your list. Now, this may seem a little counterintuitive because you're always told build your list, but you may have 15,000 people on your list and only 500 of them are engaging with you or even know who you are or remember what you do. They may have signed up and never taken themselves off. And so when you're putting your email out in front of people that don't frankly need what you have, 1, you're wasting your time, but you're also wasting their time. So my tip for this area is to do a list cleanup. Now, the marketing gurus will tell you should do your list cleanup every 30 days. As a typical business owner, I know that's almost impossible. Like, you're never going to get that done. So I'm going to recommend once a quarter at least. And if you don't know how to do a list cleanup, that is something I definitely cover in the Email Breakthrough Academy. And that's going to be opening up soon at the end of this month, at the end of March. So stay tuned for that. But a list cleanup, a good list cleanup will get those kind of outdated people off your list. Our businesses grow, our businesses change, and that may mean that those people are no longer applicable for your products and services. It's okay to break up with them. It's more than okay. You should actually do that because 1, you're paying for them in your email service provider software, but 2, You're putting email in front of them that they're never going to read, and so it's hurting your open rate and all your averages. Just get them off the list and add the people that do want to hear from you. Now, as a side note, there's like this misnomer out there in the world that if you're going to have successful online business or have success online, you have to have a huge email list. I'm here to tell you right now, it's not true. It's just simply not true. If you have an engaged 200 people, 300, 400, 500 people on your email list that want to hear from you on a regular basis versus 15,000 or 100,000 people, and you only have maybe 50 people that want to hear from you, which list would you rather have? You're going to have more traction with the people that want to hear from you and want what you do and want to learn more about you and learn from you than you are from the people that just signed up to be on your list to get a freebie and then they don't really want anything else to do with you. You may have all these freebie grabbers on your list and they're never going to buy from you, so boot them off. So that's tip number 2. Clean your list. Tip number 3 is the reason people aren't paying attention to your emails is you're not saying anything interesting. You sound just like everybody else out there. You're not bringing your own experiences to the table. You're not sharing your customer wins. You're not sharing information with your people that is valuable to them. And so if you're going to be creating email anyway, you might as well make it interesting and give them some kind of reason to tune in. Now, one of the reasons that emails don't get opened often is that your headline is, or your subject line is not so great. And you really got to stand out in the inbox. You're competing with all of those other emails that are coming into the inbox. And you don't know how many email lists that person is signed up for. It could be hundreds, it could be 1, it could be 5. But a perfect example is my mom. So my mom is in her late 70s. She doesn't really use email like I do. She doesn't have email for business, but she does email with friends and with a couple of the volunteer agencies. But she just told me the other day, she said, I didn't check out my email for 24 hours. And when I came back, I had over 200 emails and they were all sales emails. And I said, well, Mom, just go unsubscribe. And she goes, I've done that. They don't take me off the list. So 2 lessons learned here. 1, you're competing with a lot of email that you don't even know you're aware of, so you've got to make it really good. And 2, if you are continuing to send email to people and they've unsubscribed, huge no-no. You definitely don't want to do that. Multiple reasons. 1, you don't want to make those people mad, so they report you as spam. And 2, because if your emails aren't open for a while, it kind of triggers something in the email service provider network, and they start sending your emails to promotions in the spam folder automatically. And you don't want that either, because then you're not getting in front of the people that have asked to have your emails come to them. So that is tip number 3. Do something extraordinary, something that's very you, something that's interesting, and get them enticed and interested in opening your emails. As always, if you tune into this video series, you know that at the end, I always give you a bonus tip. Well, this bonus tip is specifically for those of us who don't think we're good writers. We were taught to write emails for a corporate job or for our first office job. When you're writing in the corporate mind, I hate to tell you this, but corporate emails are boring. Nobody wants to read them, not even the people in corporate. You cannot sell your products and services using corporate mentality. You have to think outside of the box. You have to add your personality in there, and you have to make it sound like you are having a conversation with the person that opens that email. So that's your bonus tip, is how can you integrate who you are and put some of the fun that is your personality into your emails. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate you being here, and I've got great news. This training is just the tip of the iceberg of what's to come for this entire quarter, all the way from April through June. The best part is that I am hosting a live training opportunity for everybody that is struggling with their email marketing. If you are overwhelmed, if you don't know what to create, if you always struggle with what to put in your emails, or even more so, getting people to read them. I have a training opportunity that is perfect for you. It is coming up on March 31st at the end of this month, and there is currently a wait list so that you can get on there to be the first to know when that live training is happening. What you are going to learn, what you're going to walk away from, is the 5 key ingredients to a engaging, enticing. What you are going to get from that training is the 5 key ingredients that I have found not only to work in my business, but in the businesses of my clients, that get people to open, read, and click on your emails so that you can get them to take the next action step, which is purchasing from you. And if you're not moving them to purchase, your emails aren't working. The whole point is to get them to say yes and give you their credit card information. So you don't want to miss this training, which is why I've opened up the opportunity for you to get on the list so that you are the first to know when that training opens. You can do that using the link below, and once you're on the list, you will get an email prior to everybody else when that training goes live, or the registration page goes live, and then the training will be happening at the end of the month. So don't miss out. It's going to be a great training. I've made a great workbook to go with the training so that you can take notes, and we'll have lots of time for questions and answers. I look forward to seeing you inside. And until next week, where we'll be talking again about email marketing, I hope you have a great week. Take care and stay healthy.